Good morning, Lourdes.
Good morning, ma'am.
Can you tell us about yourself?
I'm Lourdes Sebastian Guevarra. I'm 40 years old, married, and I have 4 children.
Okay, I have few questions for you to answer, so let's start. Why do you want to work as a maid, Lourdes?
I work as a maid for the better future of my family.
Why you choose Malaysia instead of other country?
Malaysia and Philippines is safe country.
How are you qualified for this job as a maid?
I qualify because I'm honest, hardworking, and patient.
May I know what your educational level is?
I'm only secondary, ma'am.
Okay, high school graduate.
Yes, ma'am.
Lourdes, what was your latest working experience?
My experience is assistant cook.
Have you worked abroad before?
Yes, ma'am.
Which country?
Malaysia, ma'am.
When was that?
2015 to 17.
Do you have experience of taking care of infant?
No, ma. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, whose infant have you take care before?
My only sister, ma'am, and also my child.
Okay, so how about elderly people? Do you have experience?
My experience in abroad 2 years. Grandmother. She's 86 years old.
Okay, so grandmother of your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how about bedridden elderly? Do you have experience?
No, ma'am.
Are you willing to learn?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other special skills, Lourdes?
Yes, ma'am. Is also cooking.
Are you willing to learn more skills?
Yes, ma'am. I willing.
Are you willing to work with a family where the mother-in-law or any relatives stay together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, currently, are you still working now?
No, ma'am.
Do you know how to cook?
Yes, ma'am.
What sort of food can you cook?
Chinese food and Filipino food, ma'am.
Are you aware that you will have to do washing, cleaning, ironing, and cooking?
Yes, ma'am.
From all the house chores that I have mentioned to you, which do you like most?
All the above, ma'am.
All of the above.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
if ever you will be selected to work here in
Yes.
Malaysia, who will take care of your children?
Now is my mother-in-law, ma'am.
Your mother-in-law. Okay, you are not allowed to use handphone during working hours.
Yes, ma'am.
You are only allowed to use handphone after you finish all the works and when going to bed.
Yes, ma'am.
You are strictly needed to surrender the handphone to your employer in the morning and your employer will return back to you once you're going to bed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Lourdes, if ever your employer finds out that you're abusing of using your handphone and it's affected your working performance, your employer will confiscate your handphone.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you agreed to the rules and regulation for the handphone?
Yes, ma'am.
How many years is the contract as you agreed and understands?
2 years, ma'am.
Lourdes,
Yes,
can you
ma'am.
describe for us your attitude?
I'm I'm also honest, hardworking, and patient. I'm very good. All anything, anything work, ma'am.
Okay, how can you assure to us that you will work hard in Malaysia?
Ma'am, I'm honest. I'm hardworking and patient, and I follow all rules regulation.
Okay, Lourdes, just assure to us that you will finish your 2 years contract.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you promise not to use the house telephone without the permission of your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you promise not to put on makeup but to dress properly while work?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you promise not to invite friends and relatives without the consent of your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you promise not to ask for advance salary from your employer under any circumstances?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you really understand of the rules and regulation of the agency?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you pay any placement fee for you to come to Malaysia to work as a maid?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any history of sickness, breast cancer, or any other illness?
No, ma'am.
Do you suffer from any skin diseases, allergies, or physical defect?
No, ma'am.
Have you suffered from any serious illness?
No, ma'am.
Do you smoke, Lourdes?
No, ma'am.
Have you undergone any operation before?
No, ma'am.
Are you medically fit or are you fit to work?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in any medication right now?
Yes, ma'am.
What medication?
Is vitamins already, ma'am.
Vitamins only, multivitamins.
Multivitamins, ma'am.
Are you allergic with any food?
No, ma'am.
Are you prepared to work for the employer of different races?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you prepared to eat the type of food taken or given by your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you afraid alone in the house?
No, ma'am.
Are you afraid of dogs or other pets?
No, ma'am.
Can you promise to work according to instruction from your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any family members working in Malaysia?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we have finished our question section. Let's proceed for case study. I have a case study for you and I want you to respond truthfully. Upon arrival in Malaysia, within 6 months only, Lourdes, if in case one of your family members passed away in the Philippines, you are here in Malaysia for about 6 months, what will you do?
I'm tell my boss for about my salary for the send the money for the help to my family members, my family.
Okay, if in case your employer is watching you right now, what do you want to tell them? Why the employer need to hire you, Lourdes?
Hello, ma'am. I'm Lourdes Guevarra. Uh, I need to work for you. Uh, 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 ma'am, you choose me to help for my family, and I need to work. I'm Highness. I'm hardworking and patient. I hope you understand to my situation because I need to work. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, Lourdes. We will update to your agency if there is any selection made by the employer.
Thank you, ma'am.